Well, I'm figuring out what I am going to do with myself for this next week. Part of what I've decided is that I am going to stay close to the trail. It's tempting to just drive home. It's a 10-hour drive, very doable. But I think I need to keep my head in the game. I think if I go home, I start seeing friends, I start doing yard work, doing the things that, I enjoy doing there, I'm going to get sucked into a different world. And I feel like as far as mentally during an injury, for me right now, I need to keep my head in the game. So I'm going to keep myself close to the trail. I'm in Waynesboro right now at a hotel, and each day I'm probably going to do something a little bit different, and I will keep you updated as I move along. But today, what I want to show you on this video is what I have in my gear loadout right now as we are transitioning spring, summer sort of weather. As we've been hiking, it's been in the 70s to 80s every day here in Virginia. And I finally have all of my summer gear together. The nights have not been dipping below 50 degrees, so I was able to get my summer quilt. And let me go through this. And tomorrow's video, I'm going to go through my top 5 favorite things that I have with me on the trail. All right, let's get this game going. This is the full loadout of everything that I have. So you can see up in the top corner, I have my rain gear, I have my map, I have some miscellaneous things that hang off of my pack, and I've got food things up here, including my fanny pack, electronics, my first aid and toiletries items here, my pack, my sleep system, and clothing, shoes, and hiking poles. So my pack is the same as I started with. It's the ULA Ohm 2.0. And you guys will have to look up the specs to see how many liters it is. It says that it carries 30 pounds. I'm finding it to carry 25 really comfortably. I started with a thin Nylaflume pack liner, was very disappointed in it, and I've gone back to the trash compactor bag. That, 3 grams savings difference was a headache. So on my pack, as far as things that I have, this pack comes with some great hip belts, and I have added to it a water bottle holder. It's an Etsy water bottle holder from Justin. It does have a hole that's coming out at the bottom here that I can kind of stitch together with some dental floss and needle. I also have, I think this is a bag from Z-Packs, and I keep things here at my shoulder level. And I have a mesh bag on the inside where I keep some odds and ends. To round out my big 3, I have my hammock gear, Cuban fiber Winter Palace rainfly tarp, and it has snakeskins on it and a continuous ridge line, and I am really liking that. Although I do have to say I love the nights when I don't have to use it and I can just sleep under the stars. I have my a waterproof bag from Hyperlight Mountain Gear that has my 40-degree hammock gear quilt in it, and I've just gotten that. I have used it before, but I used it on the long trail, and the nights are just getting warm enough now where I feel like I'm safe with having that instead of my 0-degree bag. My 0-degree bag was just starting to get sweaty and kind of gross, so it's nice to have this. And then probably different than a lot of you, even though I am hammocking, I've set it up a little bit different. I have my Dutchware Chameleon. I have just sent home my winter cover and now have my bug net on it. And I'm glad I didn't take a break between those two things, because it seems like we went from cold nights to bug-ridden nights in a single night. So it's really nice to be able to tuck in under my bug net every evening and have some downtime. So I have another one of these Hyperlight Mountain Gear bags, waterproof bags. You can see I have whoopee slings on my hammock, and I use Kevlar tree straps, and I have a 20-degree hammock gear under quilt, and I leave this attached to my hammock all the time. I have turned this bag into a bishop bag. I have a hole at the end and some reinforced Dyneema tape around it. And I have my head end is always just sticking out here, my loop. So I go to camp and I set up my tree straps and set up my head a little bit lower than my feet and just pull everything out of the bag. My underquilt is attached every single night, and so far I've not had a problem with it. It certainly does get condensation and a little bit moist, but it's the same exact thing as if it were not attached to my hammock. I would still have to air it out. I would still have to take good care of it. So I am still, 2.5 months into this trip, not finding any problems with my solution here of keeping the underquilt and the hammock put together as one piece. And here's my rain gear. I have the Z-Packs kilt, the Z-Packs rain jacket, ULA pack cover. That's just a lightweight. I really like having the orange, quite honestly. Not necessarily for the AT, but I have loved it at home because it seems like it's always some hunting season when I'm out in the woods, and I love having that bright color. So just a tip there. And then my 6 Moon Designs carbon fiber umbrella. My food system. So I still have just a stuff sack. It's not a food bag in particular, but it's a 13-liter stuff sack that I have with an upsack bag inside. And my bear hang kit, which again is just some slick line, a beaner, and then just another sack that I had at home. 2 1-liter water bottles. My Hightail Designs fanny pack that I keep my food in all the time. My CNOC 2-liter bladder, a spoon, and my Sawyer squeeze. My Sawyer has changed. I had the micro to begin with, and I am back with the squeeze. Electronics. I have a Dyneema stuff sack that I keep this in. I have my 20,000 milliamp Anchor power pack. And I have just standard iPhone headphones with this little piece of fur that I've put over the microphone to help muffle the wind. Charging for USB chargers for both my iPhone and for my other electronics. Dual port charger, and I'm glad I have this because I have each plug plugged in at a time. If I was going to add one thing, it would probably be another one of these cords so that I could, it seems like my wall charger takes longer to charge than my iPhone does. So I could be charging 2 different things that require the same charger at a time. My Nikkor headlamp and my Spot GPS and my iPhone XS that I am filming with right now. For miscellaneous, I have my AWOL guide. I have about 30 pages taken out, and my husband sends me new sections, and I send to him other ones. A Sharpie pen and a highlighter, which every night when I get into camp, I highlight where I am on the trail, and I write down the date and how I slept, like if I slept at a hostel or if I slept in my hammock. So that kind of information just moves along with me. And then I have my wallet, which has my 1 credit card and a debit card, my ID, and my insurance card. And then I keep about $100 of cash, and that's it. It really is important to have cash on the trail. If you're sharing expenses with friends. Got my clothing spread out on the floor, so I'm just going to leave it here. In my right waist pocket, I always carry my hat. This is my Chaka's wind block hat, my Z-Packs wind mitts, my buff, my possum down gloves, and now I'm carrying a bug net. I have not used this during hiking yet. And in my clothes, I'll move these back here. This is my little clothes bag that I carry to keep things organized in my backpack. I have my Injinji liners, a pair of compression socks, a 1/4 zip smart wool overshirt, a Smart Wool 150 layer t-shirt, my Purple Rain rain skirt, or Purple Rain skirt that I wear over my compression shorts. This time of year I'm doing compression shorts. And then I also have my Dirty Girl gaiters, my hoodie, my emoji Croc knockoffs that again are half the weight of Crocs and very comfortable. And my hiking shoes, which are the Topo Athletic version 2s, and a sweat rag, which now hangs off my pack and I use all the time. Finally, my miscellaneous toiletries. I still have the Trader Joe's head to toe balm that I use for rubbing and massaging things, as well as just for my feet, for my dry skin. I do carry a little tiny thing of deodorant, and this is my package of first aid supplies and necessities that I might need at camp. Extra little piece of paracord and just some odds and ends, little bungee cord. These are my toiletries that I have in my hip pocket all the time, my toothpaste and toothbrush, a couple Band-Aids, my daily medications, nail clippers. I have just, 3 or 4 types of medicine that I might need in case of an emergency, some Imodium and Tums, and anyways, that stuff has come in. I haven't actually used it at all, but it's in my pack. K-tape, which I do use regularly, a massage ball, and new to my pack with the shin splints is this Voltaren cream that my doctor from home prescribed to me. So we'll see if that helps out. I am using a P-rag. Many women do. And so the important part is to not confuse my P-rag with my face wipe rag. And then I have bug spray, a lighter, sunblock, my little tiny scissors, Purell, a little tiny trowel size of Body Glide, chapstick, some soap from a hotel, just a tiny little bar, and then I have my toileting. I have some wipes and some toilet paper, and that is it. I have sent home my female urination device and my trowel for digging cat holes. I have sent home a lot of little odds and ends that I thought would be comfortable and convenient, and they just turned out to be things that I was carrying.